What's happening, folks? Welcome back to Celtic Fans TV. It's full-time reaction to Celtic 3, Rangers 0. I've got Darren and Martin with me to celebrate another Derby victory. Martin, what do you make of that this afternoon?
I was very impressed. I felt good coming in. I didn't feel nerves. I think you guys normally feel quite nervous. I don't ordinarily feel too nervous, but today I didn't feel any nerves at all. Just really looking forward to it. I thought the outcome was inevitable. I mean, you can never be guaranteed in any game, can you? Because a game of football is 90 minutes, things can go against you, but I came into that game super confident, and it was just a case for me as to how emphatic the victory would be. A wee bit Rangers getting carried away after what they considered to be a good result last week, but we all know it's a poor Ross County side, so we came into it not conceding goals, playing well, scoring goals in a reasonably good window, which I'm sure you'll come to, but felt good. I did think Rangers had a wee sort of 5 minutes, close to 10 minutes in the very early part of the game prior to their first goal. It was offside, but I thought they did okay, and it looked like they were going to try and push us back a bit. But over the course of the game, it was an excellent performance. I know we'll come to goals, so I'll not cover them just now, but excellent performance collectively and individually. You know, you really struggle to find a man of match today because there was so many good individual performances, but just didn't want that to end. I was gutted when I heard the final whistle. I wanted another 5, 10, 15 minutes to try and get that 4th or 5th goal. But brilliant day. Really one-sided and for me predictable. Yeah,
Darren, I thought the start to the game, obviously Rangers did come in presses. They had a couple of chances in the early part of the game, but I thought the first time we played through that pressure, it's the disallowed goal for Kyogo, brilliant combination, and then after that you're worried about when you have a goal disallowed, is it going to suck the life out of the team a wee bit? But I thought we really calmed down after that, and then we were able to get a hold of the ball and dictate the game for there.
Well, it's like Rangers did kind of press really high, which surprised me slightly, because it doesn't take MD to know that we're a lot better than Rangers and they have no fans here. I thought they might come and try and frustrate us a wee bit, and for the first 10 minutes they pressed us, and we didn't play it. We try to force it out from the back too much, I thought, rather than sometimes it's better just to clear your lines. But the way Celtic play, they always try and play it out from the back. It's not a bad thing, but sometimes he just wants to play it for just get rid of it sometimes. And the first time we did score an offside goal. It's a great goal, a brilliant little one touch from EMPHATIC, and the link up with McGregor, and brilliant run from Kuhn. Unfortunately it was offside, and like you say, sometimes it does suck the life out, but I thought because it's all only our fans here, 60,000 fans, it really got the fans up, and it also got the team up as well, and I thought we just dictated that from there. We all know that we're a better team than Rangers, but I was really surprised at the difference today. Even though it was only 3-0, I thought it could have been 4 at half time. We had a lot of chances, we had the disallowed goal, so many brilliant individual, not just individual but as a collective as well. Paulo Bernardo, who doesn't start games now that Matt O'Reilly's gone, I thought he was just fantastic today. Just brilliant link up, getting stuck in, brilliant vision of passing, getting back defending, just all over the pitch. I don't think EMPHATIC had his best game, but he done his job. McGregor, brilliant finish. I know he gave away a lot of passes, but again, he's just always there. He gives you that 8 out of 10 every game. And on the wings, where I thought we really hurt him, Kuhn so direct, taking on, was it Diamande, is that the left back for Rangers?
Jeffy left back.
Jeffy, sorry, he just took him on so many times, and he was varying the way, because he was cutting in sometimes, and sometimes he was going to the byline. They had Alistair Johnson come there as well. Maeda, same again, just getting himself in at that back post for the first goal. He doesn't usually do that. Normally he's very just orientated to the wing, but I think it was for a throw-in actually, something for a throw-in. Johnson gets to the byline and it just goes over Kyogo, and Maeda's there for a tap-in. Even Greg Taylor as well, left back, that challenge for the second goal, I think it was on Dessers or somebody anyway, just to win the ball back, and then I think it was EMPHATIC plays it into Kyogo, and that goal, very similar to his goal against Ferencváros a few seasons ago. Probably a goalkeeper error, but what a finish as well. And honestly, there's sometimes in those kind of games when you go in at 2-0 and you're so confident, you can come out in the second half and you can kind of get a bit lackadaisical. Maybe the first 20 minutes of the second half it was a bit stale, it wasn't too much happening either ends, but again, slowly we worked our way back into it, got the third goal, and by then you knew it was plain sailing. We could have got more, but I'm happy with 3-0.
I think we just managed it a wee bit for spells in that second half, Martin. As Darren's covered there with the first goal, I thought Alistair Johnson was brilliant all afternoon. He's playing really well just now, and he does so well to keep it in, bursts a gut, to keep it in and cut it back, and Maeda's there to finish it, and then after that we had total control of the game, and as Darren says, with so many chances even after the second goal, could have been 3 or 4 at half time.
I thought that first one, Kyogo made a really clever run to the near took at least maybe 1 or 2 players' attention, and when the ball comes across to Maeda, I think it's Tavernier, isn't it? He's just kind of caught flat-footed, and of course Maeda's just stepped back from him and there to receive the pass and slot it home, and just so alert as always. And the thing I love about Kyogo and Maeda all the time, but particularly today, they're just sometimes when they're standing still, their injection of pace is incredible. Not just their work ethic, it's not just that they run about like headless chickens all the time. They don't. Today they were just so alert, they read the game so well. And the second goal, just Kyogo, like, I mean, he loves these games, he really thrives on, particularly at home, but away as well. And Maeda does too. They're almost made for these games. Those two in particular today. Darren mentioned nearly the whole team. I thought you were going to get to the subs there, mate. But I thought special call out for Schmeichel, because when he was called on today, he really 2 or 3 saves near the end there. They were really good saves. And it's great just to keep that, not having conceded a goal for the season, to keep that going. I could see Brendan Rodgers embracing Schmeichel at the end. He recognised the value that he had added in the game, because for that to finish 3-1 would have felt like an injustice. We all want the fourth, because the fourth is a real hammer, isn't it? 3-0's a doing, 4-0's an absolute spanking. But for them to get the goal, would have just given him something to almost hold on to, and for the manager to reference at the end, we didn't give up and came back. So not special mention for Schmeichel, but throughout the pitch. But Kyogo and Maeda in particular for me were really good. Yep.
Dan, we brought the 3 players in on deadline day. They were all on the bench. So was Alex Faye, who came in earlier in the week. That totally changed the complexion of the bench. If you think about benches earlier on this season, first couple of games you're looking at the bench and thinking we don't look too strong. The difference in that bench today, and I know it's new players, we don't know how exactly they're going to fit in and how they're going to do, but just has a much stronger look to it. And to be fair, most of them did come off the bench, other than Valle. I thought Engels, McCowan, I thought McCowan's actually really good when he came on, and that gave Brendan Rodgers the luxury to maybe take off Bernardo if he was tiring, and I thought we managed that part of the game well.
It's a great peace of mind as a supporter when you can look to your bench and you can see, obviously these new signings haven't played much yet, so we don't know what to expect from them, but we expect good things from them because they've been brought in for good money, etc. It's also a very good environment for them to come into. You could get thrown in there to a derby, say for example if it's a 0-0 or the game's in the balance, it could put a lot of pressure, especially a young guy like Luke McCowan, who's a massive Celtic supporter, but they're coming on at 2-3-0 when we're absolutely battering them. It's a great environment, it's great just to settle in, and what a first game to have what a first game to play for Celtics, to have a derby against Rangers. That must put some adrenaline in your body going forward. If you know that you're getting experience, not a game like that every single week, obviously that's something you only get a few times a year, but you're going to get environments like that in Europe, and it must get you so pumped to play for Celtic, and it must just make you realise, that's the team I want to play for. I'm glad I made that right move, and not only just coming off the bench to say I want to start these games, I want to make a big impact, I want the fans singing my name. Yeah,
you mentioned keeping the clean sheet and the importance of that, Martin. Obviously we've started the season brilliantly and the intensity's been there in the pressing, and apart from the first 10 minutes today, once we found our feet and we calmed down, the intensity was there, the pressing was there, as Darren's talked about Taylor in the build up to the second goal, and we kept that intensity all the way through and then had to call on the goalkeeper. But it's just really important to keep this momentum going, keep the good energy. International break now, but when we come back we've got Hearts, and then I think it's straight into the Champions League, so lots of big games coming up, but just so good to keep this momentum going.
Absolutely. I mean, it's like any sport, there's a lot to do with confidence and how you're feeling at any particular time. I thought Darren referenced that some of the guys ran themselves into the ground. Tati, we know he comes on, he gives his all, he goes off looking absolutely exhausted, and most of the guys that did go off looked exhausted. Yeah. Maybe Kuma's exception, he'd just been booked, hadn't he, so maybe went off, just precautionary substitution. But yeah, great to bring on just a bit of energy, and also to think, well, these guys aren't going to detrimentally impact the game. So loads and loads of big games coming up. We've got the excitement of the Champions League, we've got a couple of extra games on that tournament this year, and hopefully we can go far in the cups as well. I think we've got a break next week, haven't we, which is great, give the guys a bit of a break, but they gave their all today. A good example of that would be Kyogo, and how he tracked back to win the ball.
Just before he came off,
just on the edge of his own 18-yard box, didn't he? He was determined.
Brilliant.
And you don't often see strikers coming that far deep, but he worked really hard today, and he created a lot of sort of chances or half chances. Maybe just his final decision wasn't great, but the work ethic was there, and it's not just Maeda and Kyogo, the whole team, they're all working hard as a unit.
Yeah, Darren, I think a good quick mention for the centre halves as well. Rangers' chances in the game, they had spells, but I thought Carter Vickers defended well. I thought Scales defended brilliantly today. A couple of wee nervy moments in the ball early on, but I thought he defended really well. Won lots of headers up against Dessers. Some really good tackles he put in. I thought the centre halves were strong.
Although Liam Scales isn't the best on the ball, he is fantastic in there. There's, like you said, there are a lot of those aerial balls that came into Dessers. I think he won every single one. And then talking about Carter Vickers, I could mention 5 or 6 moments, but there was one moment that stuck. It was near the end of the game where Dessers had 1 or 2 yards on him, and Carter Vickers beats him for pace, and then it ends up being just a 50-50 body battle. Carter Vickers not only just completely bodies him, he also comes away with the ball and carries the ball 20 yards. That is top class from a centre-back, and you can see why we paid £6-7 million for him. In reality now, looking back, we got a bargain for him, and I'm very surprised that teams didn't show interest in him. I think he's one of the best centre-backs. I could genuinely say he's probably one of the best centre-backs we've had since Van Dijk, and in recent years anyway. I think he's that good. I genuinely think he's that good. And Liam Scales, he splits opinions sometimes, but one thing you'll always get him, he works so hard. He'll always fight for the badge. I know he's Irish. I don't know if he's a Celtic fan. I don't think that matters exactly, but he always just works so hard. And I know you asked me about the centre-backs, but I want to touch just very quickly on the two full-backs as well. Greg Taylor and Alistair Johnson, just absolutely outstanding. I won't go into too much because you probably want to get your next question, but they were, honestly, they were amazing today.
They were brilliant. As Darren says, so many good performances. You've both touched on it. Who can you single out for man of the match? I think McGregor got the sponsor, but there was so many good performances.
Bernardo got a great reception when he ended off. You can only tell by the reaction of the fans as well what they feel. So Bernardo, I think, he would be one you would consider. But for me, it was Maeda. And I just think on the back of his recent form, with the blast that we got and play the number 9 position, I just had a great feeling he would score today. And of course, he did get us opening goal. Just his energy in the whole game. He looks like he's brimming with confidence. And there was a couple of things that he did. His distribution at times, his decision making was questionable. But I just think over the piece, he set the tone for the energy in the team. So for me, it'd be Maeda.
Yeah, I'm going to go Maeda as well. Even in the build up to McGregor's goal, it's him that comes from the left hand side over to the right wing to win it back, and then it comes into McGregor and he strikes it. Darren, who is it for you?
Well, you could say 7 or 8, and no one would argue with you, but I'm going to say the two full-backs. I just touched on them there, but I thought they were absolutely outstanding. Greg Taylor, you saw him the last 5-10 minutes, he looked absolutely knackered. That's not an accident. He worked his arse off the entire game, and it was brilliant, crucial in that second goal, brilliant defensively against, I can't remember who started right wing for Rangers, and then McCausland came on. It was just, it didn't give them an inch. I thought it was brilliant. Alistair Johnson, same, crucial in the first goal, making that direct run, making the overlap, brilliantly solid defensively as well. Just a perfect 10 out of 10 for both fullbacks for me today.
Brilliant. That's it for Full Time Reaction. We'll see you in the pub for the post-match pint. Thanks for watching.